What's up, guys? I'm David, and this video is all about Tabor Rotations. All right, so Tabor Rotations, let's rotate those kiddos. All right, so what are Tabor Rotations? Tabor Rotations are a concept that was developed around math, and it's based on a station rotation model, and it's a great way to personalize learning. And you can look up Tabor Rotations online if you want to know more information. Why do we need this at McNair? And we need this at McNair because it has to be the new instructional model at McNair. The classroom spaces are built for a rotational model. You cannot just lecture in that space because you would interrupt other teachers as you go. And so station time is not really free time either. Have procedures in place to handle off-task behavior and ensure that students continue to learn. And you could have a system in place where students have to show learning at every station. I saw one example where they had a passport for every station. You could use a team concept to encourage positive interactions at stations. There's lots of different ways you can approach the stations in your room, but you have to have some procedures in place. So step one to move to this model is the first thing you got to do is you actually got to move into stations. And so you can move into stations that include a teacher-directed station, a technology/digital content station, and a manipulative/creation station. You can also think about adding a game station if it works with your content. Games sometimes work really well with some content and not as well with others, so use that as an optional station. So the first station is the teacher-directed station, and direct instruction is not dead, but in these new spaces, you're going to have to use small groups in order to do it. And you could either teach a lesson as a small group, or you could just facilitate practice and facilitate the content. And whole class lectures are not really going to work in this space because you're going to interrupt other teachers and other students. And you can also have different modalities for direct instruction. You can use devices to have those different modalities, and then what you can do is have a checkpoint in that modality that says, come check with me, and you could do some direct instruction almost on an individual basis. And so some alternative ways to deliver content that work a lot better in this space. The first is Nearpod, and Nearpod is basically PowerPoint on steroids. It puts the presentation actually in front of the child, and there's all kinds of assessments and other content that you can add in. And so if you put this in homework mode, the students can actually go through it at their own pace. And so what you could do is put it in homework mode, and then once they get to a certain point, they check with you for the direct instruction. Another option is TouchCast. TouchCast is an iPad app, and it lets you create videos that you can add interactive content to. And so basically the way the interactive content works is it adds it as a new style graphic that students can actually touch and interact with without leaving the video. And this opens up loads of options for you to work with. Another option to deliver content is Safari Montage, which is a district tool. And you can create playlists of videos. And in those videos, as students are watching those videos, they can do view and chat, where they view the video and they can chat with others and collaborate with others, including you as the teacher. So station 2 would be a manipulative creation station, and this can be considered an independent practice station without the teacher. You can use manipulatives if you're in math, or it's a great place to also include some digital creation. And think about real-world examples. What can you do that lets kids experience this content in the real world? It doesn't always have to be with technology, but technology, and the reason to have technology in the classroom is this opens up lots of options for that station. The third station is the Tech Digital Content Station, and this is an independent exploration station with technology. And this is a great place to use digital content to enhance learning. It could be another avenue for creation, but to start, it's probably best that you stick with digital content. And so two of the tools that the district has Edgenuity and they have Redbird. And Edgenuity is the top one and Redbird's the bottom. Optional station 4 is games. And if you need another station and you can't and you can find appropriate ones for your content. You can add a game station, and this would be a great place to use technology because it opens up lots of options. So once you have all the kids into station, the next thing to do is give them choices within that station. And so one of the ways that they can have choices is a choice in how they receive the content. Use those different modalities we talked about in the teacher-directed instruction to give them options on how they receive content. And really, you see a lot of people talk about content as either direct or blended / flipped. But can't you have a mix? How can you mix those together? How can you have both and mix them together effectively? Think about it this way. When you look at direct instruction, 100% lecture is usually not effective, but 100% video isn't effective either. So where is that middle line? You've got to find your middle line. And it's okay to have students on different things within the same station. You can have different students on different content within your teacher-directed station. And the other thing to do is give them choices on how they create content. Give students several different options in how they can create with their content. And it's a major reason for technology because it opens up great ways to present choice. And there are many options for kids to create. So 2 options in order to present choice. One is called Symballoon, and from the outside it looks like digital bookmarking, but you can use it as a great choice board when you realize you can embed Google Drive on it. So you can embed Google Docs and have them be directions to take you lots of other places. And so use it to build those digital choice boards. Another option is Blend Space, and it's a great way to present choice because it's a tile format where you can embed almost anything into it, and you can do lesson flows pretty easily with it. So step 3, so now I've got students in stations, I'm giving them choices within those stations, and so step 3 is to personalize in those stations. So use data to give students lessons and activities that lead them to mastery of content, lead them to mastery especially of the content that they need to master. And that can mean that can mean that people are doing different things in the same station. And you can also use other data like student interest and strengths in order to enhance understanding and enhance learning.